Do you have a child who's defensive to teeth brushing? You have a hard time getting their teeth brushed. Some kids have huge aversions to anything in their mouth, especially the toothbrush. So today I'm going to give you 10 strategies that you can use and try with your child and see if this helps this situation. So the first strategy is some kids just don't like the toothbrush. So let's remove it for now. The nice thing about everyday activities and sensory defensiveness is they tend to grow out of them with age. The sensory system develops and matures like every other system, and this should not be a problem for their entire life. But if it's your problem now, and the toothbrush is not a thing that they're gonna let happen in their mouth, then let's just remove the toothbrush. And there's a couple of options. There are finger brushes that you can put on your finger, and you can put your finger in your child's mouth, or you can just use a washcloth. Some people just use a nice clean washcloth, put some toothpaste on it, and just rub their child's teeth, because that's the only thing their child will tolerate. And that's okay. At least you're getting in there and you're cleaning the teeth, and some children are just more accepted to having a finger in their mouth than the brush. If the child does accept a brush but doesn't like it very much, you can try a vibrating toothbrush. Some children like the vibrating sensation. And I'm not saying all children, I'm saying some children. So try that out as an option because it might work for your child. One thing I also would suggest is if possible, get your child to brush themselves. If I have a sensory aversion to things being in my mouth, if I'm controlling the object that's going in my mouth, I am going to be more likely to manage those sensations I don't like versus having someone else going in my mouth and they don't have the ability to judge how much pressure they're giving and how hard they're brushing. That might just be what your child needs to do. If they can brush themselves, get them to do some of it themselves. If they're super young, I know you're going to want to get in there and finish the job, but as much as you can promote and teach them to brush independently, that might be all that is needed to make them more comfortable during this task. If you go with the vibrating brush, that's a great little thing to go hand in hand with the independent brushing, because the vibrating brush does actually most of the work. They just have to actually place the brush on their tooth and it's doing all the work. So it can be a nice combination of things to try for those kiddos having this hard time. Another strategy is from Marsha Dunn Klein. It's called the 1-2-3 approach to teeth brushing. And basically what you're doing is you're giving your child the readiness to, it's gonna happen, 1, 2, 3, and I would use brush, 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 or something like that. And you're just going to prepare them that the brushing is gonna happen. So you've got them in the bathroom and we've got everything ready and we're gonna say 1, 2, 3, brush, 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 and you might just do one section of the mouth and then take a break. Because some kids can only handle that little bit of time of the brush in their mouth. So then we take it out, we take a deep breath, and we go again. 1, 2, 3, and then you put the brush back in, brush, 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 and do another section of the mouth. I know this sounds like it might take a long time, but you just might have to break up the task so your child can tolerate it better. If you think about it from their perspective, that they only have this tiny little window of tolerance, then we want to try to work within that window and then gradually expand it as they get more used to the teeth brushing. The next strategy is we are going to apply a little bit of pressure onto the head when we're brushing their teeth. This pressure is similar to that weighted equipment video we just did last week, where that pressure can just have a bit of a calming effect on the body. And again, this is something you're going to try. It might work for your child, it might not. But that pressure feeling does tend to give us a bit of a calming wash on our nervous system. So just a bit of a firm downward pressure on the top of the head while they're brushing might help soothe them for the actual brushing activity. The next strategy is using visuals. So I've done videos on visuals before, and there's lots of stuff you can find online, but I'm talking about a very simple picture sequence that tells your child what to do and what is happening next. So you might do a first then board where you have first we brush, then we get to go play Lego, or something. I would recommend something that is preferred to them, so they get the sense that if I get through this brushing, I get this really fun activity. So that's what I would suggest as my next one. Use some sort of visual so they know exactly what's happening, and when it's finished, they get this great fun thing to do at the end. My next strategy is desensitizing the mouth. So if we think about the mouth is a bit tactilely defensive, we can do some things to the mouth to try to get it a little less defensive. And what I'm talking about is massage to the cheeks and then some massage on the lips. Hard to do when I'm trying to talk. But if you can do that with your fingers or a nice little washcloth, maybe some brushing, just to get your child, desensitized in that mouth area. This is probably a pleasurable feeling, and if you need to start, at the shoulders and then up the neck and slowly come closer and closer to the mouth, that might be a strategy that works for your child, and that will just get their mouth a little bit more ready. Because even now that I've touched my face, I have a little bit of tingling and sensation left over that I can feel, and now my mouth is going to be less sensitive because I have that preloaded work done to my face. My last strategy to you is going to be, don't feel you need to do teeth brushing necessarily in the bathroom. If the bathroom is associated with teeth brushing and teeth brushing is a negative experience, then take the teeth brushing to a place that isn't associated with negativity. You can do it in front of a YouTube video. You can do it in front of the TV. I mean, you just need to have a bowl or something that they can spit into, but don't feel it has to be in the environment where you've had some negativity in the past. Move it out of the bathroom. This is, again, a temporary strategy, and once they're feeling better about teeth brushing and they can cope and manage it a bit better, then you can think about bringing it back into the bathroom. If you do really want to keep it in the bathroom, make your bathroom a fun place. Bring in a YouTube video, play calming music, do something fun in the bathroom so it is a nice place to be. I think I said that was my last strategy, but I forgot. One more. Heavy muscle work. So we just did the video on heavy muscle work and all the activities you can do and why. And this is why I talked about that video before I went into all the everyday tasks things, because that's going to be your go-to to use for many areas where your child might be having challenges. So if you want to get your child in a better, less defensive state, go do a heavy work activity, and that could be as simple as doing 5 burpees in the bedroom before you go into the bathroom to do your teeth. It's just something that helps get that muscles and get that heart rate going, that has that calming wash on our nervous system to make us more prepared and able to cope with things that we find uncomfortable.